Hey gang, do you like annoying theme songs? Well, here you go.
He got into vintage audio a year ago, but there's a lot of things he still doesn't know, so he started up a channel on YouTube, and here he is now, the Vintage Newbie.
Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Vintage Newbie. Definitely gonna be a fun one. It's been a while, or has it been? I don't know. Will it be? Is it? Who knows? Who can say? Not me, because I don't even know what I'm saying. But I am checking in. It's been a while since I've gotten anything, so that's why I haven't done anything, because I can't do anything if I haven't gotten anything. But since I did kind of get a thing, I'm here to talk about it. It's a little something that popped up on Facebook Marketplace for not a lot of money, especially considering how much I usually see these things go for. What is it? Well, let's hold our breaths, count to 3, and find out. 1, 2, 3. It's this thing right here, the SCT-6C from Realistic, made by Radio Shack. I do not know exactly what company made this deck. Maybe it's a Hitachi. I know they did some of the old Realistic brand cassette decks, like that one right there, the SCT-11, which looks a whole lot like a Hitachi 410, H410, S410, something like that. I don't know. You got an internet? Look it up. But yeah, usually these top loaders, which is the only reason why I got this, because I don't need another tape deck. But it had two things that I like. One, it was a Realistic. Two, it's a top loader. 3, it's a cassette deck. 4, it has meters. And 5, it was a lot cheaper than I usually see these things going for. Now you might be saying to yourself, hey, the Vintage Newbie, you're always getting these crazy good finds. How do you do it? Well, since no one actually asked that, and I just feel like talking about myself, it is not something that just happens all the time. It's hours and hours every day of looking on Marketplace, looking on Craigslist, going to different thrift stores. Well, there's only 2 thrift stores in the area that kind of carries older vintage stereo equipment, and they're both actually in the neighboring cities and both about 30 minutes away, so it's like an hour drive total, plus sitting in traffic, plus all the times that I go and I ain't shit there. So yeah, this bad boy popped up, and let's kind of go through it, okay? So there's a power on switch right there, and that gets the meters going, and it's got a little motor in the back, right where that little vent hole is, and that spins the capstan constantly, going right there. Like if you put a little Q-tip in there, it would just rip all the cotton right off of it and clog up your machine. You don't want to do that. But yeah, so I went and gave it a test drive at the guy's house, and it sounded pretty good. It sounded clean, it sounded loud. I did not notice at the time that it was running a little fast, but when I got home, I was like, all right, cool. There's usually an adjustment on the back of the motor. You just take it apart, you put in a little teeny tiny screwdriver, kind of like the one you use for eyeglasses. Or there are some other ones, like this little pack of teeny tiny screwdrivers that I got at the Walmart. And those usually fit in there. You usually use a flathead one, and you can't really see the screw normally, but it's like a little kind of rubber thing that you just kind of push it through, and then you find it through. And then you can adjust the pitch on it. This did not have that. But what I did discover was that there was the motor, and then like the flywheel has 2 belts on it. One of the belts had been replaced with a rubber band. So ordered a set of new belts because the other one felt a little loose as well. But somehow in the process, I think I snapped the counter belt that, controls a little counter there. Because now, if you press it, play or rewind or fast forward, it goes for a few seconds or a second and then stops. What about rewind? Same. Fast forward. I think fast forward works. See? And from what I've heard, that is tied directly to the counter belt, which luckily when I was under there, I couldn't see how to get to the counter belt. So that'll be a fun project. But at least I knew it will sound good. Because it sounded good when it was working. And to address the slightly faster than normal pitch, there's a thing that it was similar to how it was on the IMA Craig PS2000 clock radio, which I'm not linking in the description below, but you can find it by scrolling through the videos. And there was a thing that was like a piece that goes over the flywheel that when you tighten it, it just kind of presses on the flywheel, and like that spinning to kind of keep it going, and this kind of presses on it to slow it down, and that slows down the speed. Or you loosen it and it gets to go faster, and that kind of speeds up the speed or the pitch. And it does have that in there. It seems like it's about as tight as it might go, so I'm gonna have to kind of finagle around with that. But it does seem like it has some promise, and it's cool looking. I mean, fuck it, even if I can't get it completely up and running, it's a top-load cassette, and I've always wanted one, so now I got one. Happy birthday to me, 5 months early. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, and maybe I'll see you in another month or two when I make another one of these videos that I'm supposed to upload a couple of times a week. Until then, a blessed day and a happy Mardi Gras.